It's been 10 years since you've been the governor. And finally in 2024, you got, I'm going to say this your baby, the Intuit Dome. Everybody wants to know about the Intuit Dome. This man will be able to play in the Intuit Dome. Everybody wants to know. I wants to know, what was the process in building this place? And we all know it wasn't easy, man. Break it down to us. Like, what? Because I know you got more energy now with this. You about to be crazy with this, because I done heard a lot of stuff about it. Please tell us.
So when I first acquired the team, one of the things that was a good thing for me is we didn't have to build an arena. Because most of the time, I mean, if you look at it, many of the times when teams sell, it's because there needs to be an upgrade or a renovation to an arena. And I thought, isn't this great? I don't have to own an arena. We play in one. It's all good. I didn't realize how unfun that was for us versus the Kings and the Lakers. You know, better financial arrangements. You don't see the Lakers playing on Saturday afternoons. You don't see the Lakers playing or the Kings playing when Monday Night Football's on. You know, you just don't see those things. And during the first year, when I bought the team by myself. And I think it was during the first year, a buddy of mine from college, I sold him 1% of the team. And he's in the real estate business. And he said, his name's Dennis Wong. He says, Ballmer, we got to build a building. And I said, well, I didn't want to, but you're in a real estate business. So if we're going to do this, it's as much on you as it on me.
Right.
And so he gave me the courage, I would say. And then he started the process of finding a piece of land. We looked at a bunch of different sites around the city and the area. What could we do? Where made sense? Actually getting land, even if you identify it, that's a tough process. Getting it, what they call entitled, permission essentially from the government to go build the thing. We're in California. In California, no government puts up any money for arenas, so I knew we were going to have to do that. I was going to have to do that all myself. And then, I figured, okay, well, my partner would do most of the work. But then I found, no. I care about how this arena looks. So I care about how it works. And, literally, so we started on this project. It would be 9 years. 2015 we started. We'll open in 2024. So 9 years. And the first year or so was all about getting the real estate. Then we essentially got sued, and the Madison Square Garden guys who owned the Forum, they were trying to block us. We wound up buying the Forum, even though we're building the building down the street. So, we own the Forum now, too.
You had to buy the Forum as well?
They were going to stop. I mean, look, they were going to try to block us from building a building. So we bought. Unless we bought the Forum. So we bought the Forum.
More meat on the rack.
This is another edition of Rich People Shit.
So we own the Forum also. We own the Forum in addition to it though with the Clippers. Anyway, there's a whole story there if you ever want to know. Anyway, and I said, look, we got to have I have a point of view. I wanted an arena that works for the true basketball fan. And by the way, the music fan, because we're going to have concerts. But it had to work for the true basketball fan. And there's some things that I wanted more noise. I wanted people closer to the action. I wanted people to be comfortable so that they're not just squirming in their, you don't want people just laying back like this, not cheering. You want people up and at it, but you don't want people, people want the leg room.
Right,
they want the leg room. They don't want to have to go like this because they can't see over the person in front. So we said, we're going to do that. We saw an early option to do a crazy thing for a scoreboard, and it's like, okay, is this really going to work?
What's the crazy thing? What's the crazy thing for the scoreboard?
Our scoreboard's an acre. We have an acre of scoreboard. That's 44,000 square feet. The average big NBA scoreboard is 9,000 square feet. So we got about 5 times as much scoreboard as some of the biggest boards out there.
Yeah.
Just to give you a sense, we got an acre of surface area for our scoreboard.
Tell us about these restrooms that you got so many of.
God, man, I'm talking scoreboards, and you want to go into the job? You want to take me back? You want to take me back to the 1,300? You call them fixtures because if you say 1,300 toilets, sort of misses the fact that urinals shouldn't be used as a toilet. Anyway, toilets plus urinals, we got 13 or 14 out of them. I can't even remember right now. I wanted people in their seats watching the game. People, I hate it when you see lines and people can't come back in. We talked about what do we do to make sure there's less water. You know how there's always water on the floor of the bathrooms. I think that looks like shit. So how do you design the sink so that the paper is next to the disposal, is next to the soap, is next to the sink? How do you make the sink deep enough? I'm still worried about that. So that you're not splashing water all over. I mean, we went through the details. And I think it's going to come out. But I still worry. I worry about everything in the thing because even though I think we've done a good job, the other day I sat and it turns out the architect said we were the first ownership group that actually demanded that they put up 2 rows of seats. Normally people try out the seat. Well, I wanted 2 rows so you could feel the legroom. And then I sat, a year later in some seats and they didn't feel the same. And I thought, oh my God, this is bad. Because I want to know we're putting the same investment in the person in the upper bowl as we do way down at the bottom. You may sit farther away, but we want you to have same comfort level. Well, it turns out the bowl is not like this. It's like this. And so the people down low get a little more leg room, and the people up higher get a little more headroom. Because it's the same, and we have wider rows, and we have wider or wider seats, and we have deeper leg room than anybody in the NBA. How do we make that an experience? We got some tricks coming. We'll have power to every seat, so you can charge your phone if you need to during the game.
That's sick.
That's big.
That's awesome.
We'll know whether you're standing up, sitting down, and if you're cheering. We know how many decibels you're putting out. We know whether you're standing up, sitting down.
Yeah.
Because we put chips in the seats that help us understand some of this stuff.
Do the seats got heat warmers?
Seats don't have
Damn.
Good question. The thing I wanted to do was put what they call like in a controller, put a little haptic feedback. Like it's an exciting time of game or Disneyland ride. The problem is, one of our guys who used to work at Disney says, what would happen is people would be holding their beer. Beer would be pouring. I kind of want to give you a little gooser. It's time to stand up and cheer. But that idea, that one didn't happen. Wow.
So we have, in the stadium, we have the wall, right? How does one make it to be where the wall is? Because I know that's our rowdiest, craziest fans. Like, how does one make it?
What is the wall?
The wall, at one end of the building, we have no suites. So it's just 51 rows from the bottom all the way up to the top, more like a college gym.
Okay.
And we got a section right in the middle, maybe 300 or 400 people, standing room only. So you got to stand, kind of student section-y. It's kind of right where the free throw shooter has to look to shoot the free throw. And when the opponent's down there shooting free throws, we got our guys standing there. And, basically like the soccer, if you're not cheering hard, you won't be able to stand there in the future. That's not, you buy a seat and you're done. We have some of our more affordable seats there, so we can get some younger people in maybe who don't have the resources to buy elsewhere. I don't know whether I'm allowed to talk about this yet, but we're working on what I would call a season pass instead of a season ticket. You buy a season ticket, you sell it if you're not going to the game. I don't like that. That's how we get all the evil other team fans in our building. And I'm sort of tired of that BS. So a season pass, you can share, like a Netflix account, you can share it with 3 or 4 people, but it's got to be those 3 or 4 people. You can't just sell it to somebody else. Now, we got to sell that at a low price. That's got to be a good price product, but we're going to have some season passes in there and, a bunch of other stuff.
I like that.
That's incredible.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Shout out to the Intuit.
That's awesome,
man. You did.
Thank you.
Shout out to the Intuit.
Thanks.
Brought something to LA.
You had a good tour when we went over there and took
it was amazing. I was blown away. I mean, people don't realize this. There's like 5 full court basketball courts there. The outside court, I think, was awesome. Because you're not only tying in our games, you want actual community games there, whether it's, AAU stuff or high school championships. Like, you really want this a basketball stop.
Yeah. So we got an indoor court for the fans. We got an outdoor court for the fans. We obviously have the game court and I think I believe you guys are going to really like the practice facility.
We're going to love it.
Yeah,
we're going to love it.
I think so. I was over there today taking a look, and we had a locker room. I'll tell you this. We had a locker room design. And then one of our guys was looking at the new locker room in the practice facility at Orlando. Mm-hmm. And he comes back and says, we got a problem. What's the problem? We got to make the locker room bigger. What do you mean we got to make the locker room bigger? Because this is our practice locker room, in addition to our game locker room, we may not have enough space for all the shoes guys want to have at their locker. How many pair of shoes? Maybe 20 or 30 pair of shoes at the locker. It takes more space for that. Oh, by the way, we don't have a place to hang up a long coat. I said, this is L.A. He says, no, this is a place where some people want to style. And they're going to have long coats despite the fact. Yeah. So we wound up redoing. It was the latest change we make. And now we got a locker room that is, looks pretty big to me for 15 guys.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
Look, the NBA season is done, but that doesn't mean that Prize Picks is. Jackie, what's the next sport that's making you some money?
WNBA, baby. I'm coming up big thanks to our girl, Asia Wilson, because she was on our show. She been putting up big numbers for me. You know how she do, Dallas, but people don't know what we talking about. Let them know what we talking about.
So Prize Picks is a daily fantasy app. You pick 2 to 6 players like the video on your screen, then pick if they will have more or less than their Prize Picks projection. You aren't competing against other people. It's just you versus the projections available.
I know how much I want. I always do, but let the people know how much they can win at Prize Picks, man.
You can win up to 25 times your money on any entry. And on top of that, all first-time users that deposit and use our promo code PODCASTP will receive 100% instant deposit match up to $100.
That means if you deposit $20, Prize Picks will give you $20. If you deposit $100, Prize Picks will give you $100. And at the end of the day, you already know what it is. Cha-ching!